Okay, this is the homework help video for solving systems of equations by graphing, okay? So we're going to go through each of these and we'll do the odds together. We're going to go ahead and graph each of these equations, number 1, number 3, number 5, and then basically where they intersect, the point of intersection, that is the solution to the system of equations. It's as easy as that, okay? So let's go ahead and get started on number 1. Okay, this is nice and easy for us because they already have y by itself. It's in slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b. My b number tells me where to put a point on the y-axis. Here it's plus 3, so it's going to go up 3. All right. Now my slope, there is no number here. What is my m value? We know that it is an invisible 1. And we also know that when we are graphing slope, we need 2 numbers. And if there's not a bottom number, it also is a 1. So let's go ahead and graph the slope based starting from our starting point. Okay, that's a positive slope, so our counts are going to go up and right. So starting here, up 1, right 1, up 1, right 1, all the way up like that. And you could get a straight edge if you want to go the other way, or I could just do opposite counts, down and left, all the way down to get my straight line. Okay, so that is the first equation. That's the graph of the first equation. All right, so the next one, very similar, but now we have a b value of -1. Remember, the sign in front is part of that number. It's very important. It tells us to go down 1. And this is another invisible slope, which means it's a -1, and I have to put another 1 on bottom. So now I'm going down 1, 1 to the right. Down 1, 1 to the right. So I start here. Down 1, 1 to the right, down 1, 1 to the right, and so on and so on. Now when you first started graphing it, you're thinking, well, it doesn't even cross. But remember, the line goes in both directions. I do my opposite counts. There's my intersection. Okay, so let's go ahead and fill in that line. This is the solution to my system of equations. What order pair is that? Starting at the origin, I need my x number and then my y number. My x number is always left or right. My y number is always up or down. I'm going left. So that count of 2 is a negative number, -2. And my up count is only 1, and that's a positive direction for y. So it's -2, comma, +1. And that's it. Okay, now we're going to, once we get to some harder ones, I'm going to show you how to do all of this in the calculator. Okay? Let's go ahead and do number 3. The first equation is 2x plus y equals 2. The second one is y equals 2x minus 2. One of these we can graph as is. The other one we can't really graph as easily. Okay? Until we get y by itself. So when you look at where your equal sign is, this guy does not have y by itself. This guy does have y by itself. Okay, so we can go ahead and graph this one already. That -2 is my b value, down 2. My slope is a +2. I need a bottom number. It's going to be 1. So starting at my starting value, or my beginning value, I go up 2, 1 to the right, up 2, 1 to the right, up 2, 1 to the right, and so on, and so on, and so on. And there you go. So that is your new one. I'll go ahead and use this as a straight edge here. Okay. So this one, however, I need to get y by itself. So let me go ahead and jot it again over to the side. And how do I get y by itself? Well, I need to get rid of anything else that's not in the box, right? This 2x. needs to go across the wall with opposite math. This is a positive 2x, opposite math makes it negative 2x. That cancels. So over here I have y on the left-hand side. On the right-hand side I have 2 minus 2x, and you can write it in any order you want. Okay, let's go ahead and do 2 minus 2x. The one, and I'm doing that on purpose to point, just to remind you guys, the m number is not always the first number. The slope is the number that's with the x. Okay, that is the number I'm looking for my slope. The b is the number by itself. So you could say the m is dating the x and the b is single, or however you want to think of it. Okay, so here's my b value. It's the one by itself. I can write them backwards. I can write them the other way. It doesn't matter. I can still find my b and my m. My b is 2, a positive 2. My m is a negative 2. And I need my bottom number for the slope to do my stair steps. It's going to be 1. So starting there, I have negative 2 over 1. I go down 2, 1 to the right. That's my intersection. Down 2, 1 to the right, and so on. Okay, now, we graphed it, and I know some of you guys are still shaky or feel shaky on solving for y. So the good news is we can check this all in the calculator. I'm going to do that right now. First of all, let me get my answer. That's 1, 0 is that point. I'm going to start from the beginning real quick with this same one, and we're going to go ahead. You guys are really familiar with NSOLVE. Most of you are, right? So we go to the calculate screen. NSOLVE would be menu 3 to go to algebra, and you'd go to 1, menu 3, 1. Okay, well we're going to go to NSOLVE's cousin, menu 3, 2. It's called LinSolve, or Solve System of Linear Equations. That's what we're doing. So I'm going to go to 2. This is just a little screen saying how many equations. We're only going to do 2 all year for Algebra 1, and we are using x and y, so just push enter there. Okay, here's what you do. On this little fraction thing, the top, you actually type in the entire first equation. Let's do that now. 2x plus y equals 2. 2x plus y equals sign 2. Now to go down to the bottom, you just arrow down with your arrow key here, right there. And I'm going to put in the next one. Y equals 2x minus 2. All right, you push enter. That is the same answer we got by graphing, 1, 0. There you go. So this is really straightforward. I want to encourage you guys to start using it, get really familiar with it, okay? Yes, we're still going to require you to show your work, but this is going to really help you know your work is correct. All right, number 5. That was number 3. Oh, good news. These are all in slope-intercept form. Y is already by itself on both of them. So it's easy to graph these. This first one, my y-intercept is plus 3, or up 3. My slope is 4 over 1. So starting here, up 4 over 1, and then I can go down 4, left 1, down 4, left 1, and so on for that one. Okay. So there we are. That's the first line. The next one, down 2, because it's a negative 2 or a minus 2. A negative slope here, negative 1 over 1. So from here, down 1, 1 to the right, down 1, 1 to the right. That's it. But when I go opposite counts, up 1, 1 to the left. Up 1, 1 to the left. Okay? You can make your line. There's your intersection. The point of intersection is right here. That is what? Negative 1, comma, negative 1. Because left is a negative direction for x. Down is a negative direction for y. Negative 1, comma, negative 1. Okay, we've done the front odds. Let's take a look at the back. Bolorama charges $2 per game plus $8 for a shoe rental. This is all Bowl-O-Rama. Bowling Pins, spelled P-I-N-Z, charges $3 per game plus $4 for a shoe rental. So this other part of the word problem is talking about a different company, Bowling Pins. Write a system of equations to represent this situation. We need the equations. They're hidden in the word problem, okay? Now we've talked about this. We talk about it a lot, how you can actually use the vocabulary to help you find your M and your B. Okay, so I want to remind you of this thing we've introduced throughout the year. We have our slope. That is something in a word problem that's happening over and over. So when you make the M motion to make M, you're going over and over. In a word problem, it's something that's happening over and over. The B letter has a built-in 1. That is our one-time number. It's something only happening once. So take a look at Bowl-O-Rama. You only have to pay for shoes once, right? And then you can have the shoes the whole night. But the $2 here is happening every game you play. You have to pay the $2 again. This is happening over and over. This is happening once. So this is my M and this is my B for Bowl-O-Rama. Y equals 2x plus 8. The next one is bowling pins. Again, you're only paying for the shoes once for the evening, right? So that plus 4, that's my B. But you're paying $3 for each game. Okay, so that's happening over and over. Y equals 3x plus 4. From here, honestly, you could go to LinSolve if you wanted to, menu 3.2. But we have a lot we're going to fill out, though, so we're going to go and fill that out together. All right? Now, I'm not going to do number 8. Number 8 says complete the tables. You're going to do that on your own because it's an even numbered question. But it's easy to do. You plug in 0 here, and you do the math. There you go. You plug in 2 here, and you do the math. I want to point out, this is Bowl-O-Rama. This one goes with bowling pins. What I might do for you, I'm going to write them above here. Y equals 2x plus 8. Y equals 3x plus 4. So you're going to plug in these numbers for the x value here and do the math. Now, can you also put this in the y equals screen and go to your table? You sure can. You can pull up the whole table and fill it all in. I'll show you how to go there. You go to the graph screen, you type in your equation here, and you go Control T, and you can go to your table. Okay? But I'm not going to do that since it's an even number. Number 9. For how many games will the cost to bowl be the same at both places? What is that cost? Okay? Again, I know this is an odd number, but you know what? I'm not going to solve it with a table. I'm going to solve it with LinSolve. Okay? I'm going to go to Menu. I'm going to go to 3. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm on the wrong screen. You do LinSolve in the Calculate screen, by the way. You go to the regular Calculate screen, not the graph screen. Menu 3, 2. Okay, I have 2 equations. I'm going to put them in. Y equals 2x plus 8. Y equals 2x plus 8. And then y equals 3x plus 4. Now, when you do number 8, you don't have to do this because number 8 is going to have the answer right here. It's the only point that's the same in both tables. But since I skipped number 8, I'm doing it another way. 4, 16. That represents in 4 games of bowling, they will have both paid $16. All right? Okay, we're going to do number 11 and we'll be done. Which system of equations is represented by the graph? Well, quickly, here is a B number of 2. Here's a B number of 4. So I'm looking for y equals mx, and then one of them is plus 2. The other one is plus 4. Well, this doesn't work. That has 2 B numbers of 4, right? That doesn't work. This is the only one that has a B number of 2 and 4, and we didn't even have to analyze it any further, okay? I had to go through that fast because I'm almost to my time limit for the video. But I hope that helps, and we'll see you in class.